Hello and welcome to Foretales. I am your host, Allan Enraged. Now, before we get started, I would like to say that while many games I play are on my radar for months in advance before release, this one I never would have even heard about if it was not for Wanderbots. So I wanted to make sure to shout out Wanderbots properly before I started the video. Thank you, Wanderbots, for covering this game and showing me a game that I honestly would never have heard of. Let's get started. We'll start at a new save. Yeah. Choose the next region. Mysterious patron. Volpain needs money to help his father and the local miners. His friend Leo says there's someone in town with a very lucrative job offer. Alright. Welcome to Foretales, an adventure game where you progress by combining cards and exploring decks. This is it, Volpain. Our ticket to the easy life. One last job and our days of stealing apples from the market are behind us. What you said the last time. So who is this contact of yours? Name's Timothy. Says he has work for people like us. And you're sure he can pay? Because I could really do with the money right now. Don't worry, he promised a hefty reward. Should be more than enough to help your father and the miners with their strike. Me to take an early retirement. It's just a little difficult to track down in town sometimes. We better ask around then.
He looks like a good place to start.
Good day to you, young bird. How can I be of assistance? We're looking for someone by the name of Timothy? Ah, I see. Very secretive fellow, is he? I think I heard something about him the other day, but sadly, my memory isn't what it once was. Right, and what might jog your memory, I wonder? A bite to eat usually does the trick. About 5 food should be sufficient. 5 food? That's enough to last a few days. Probably like 5 of them. Ignore my friend here. We'll come back with some food for you. I already have 1 food, just 4 to go. Typical region of the game is composed of 3 to 6 location cards placed on the board. You can learn more about hovering your cursor over a card. Sometimes, left-clicking on cards will also trigger dialogue or a reaction from your characters. Try it out for yourself. Left-click on the left card with the beggar. Remind you of what he wants. Hey, what do you want? Hey, just bear a morsel of food for an old beggar. Wouldn't call 5 food a morsel. Demanding work for an old man like me. Let's see you try it. Yeah, you'll get your food all right. 2 types of action cards at your disposal. Skill cards of your adventures. Over here. Consumable cards. Over here. Targets will often be location cards, but not always. When you hover over one of your cards, the possible targets are highlighted, along with hints as to what will happen if you play there. Pay attention to what is highlighted and where the hints appear. Conversely, if you place your cursor over elements of the board, it will highlight the action cards you can play there. Take a moment to explore your current cards to see if you can figure out a way to find enough food to proceed. Alright, well, looks like we can talk to the apple merchant. Apples, fresh apples, no maggots in them or nothing. God, I've got to stop saying that out loud. Does it say the same thing? Yep, sure does. Alright, so don't be fooled by his jolly banter. He's as much a gossip as he is a merchant. Now we have aimed shot, which looks like it could gain us food and money. And like a scythe card. 2 combat. Some pitter patters. Don't think we want to shoot them though. There's food everywhere if you know where to look. We can use the survivor sense on the market to gain 2 food. We can gain 1 fame. If we roar, draws out potential allies in the area. Weird. Cycle the card maybe. Some pitter patter. We can gain some food if we steal. We could steal 3 food from the merchant, or we could buy 2 food. So I think we're gonna steal 3 food from him. Move to the next location. It's a lot of nice food, and he didn't even notice a thing.
Don't these people know there are starving shoebills out here?
One very important rule to remember: you can only play 1 card per location card on the board. Sometimes it will transform the target card into another one. So that's what that means, transform. Most of the time, it'll just consume it and travel to the next card. Standard use card from the board will go back to the bottom of the exploration deck. Once a slot is available, it will automatically be filled with the top card from the exploration deck. You can't run out of location cards to explore because the exploration deck always cycles. Looks like we drew another card, Eavesdrop. We can eavesdrop on the market here. That sounds like fun. Let's do that. People keep mentioning a tavern nearby. Food, drink, good company. What more could a strapping young adventurer need? Alright, so now we have a noisy tavern here. We could use look around, essentially, to get some food. We could buy 4 food with 2 money. Seems pretty good value. Let's buy 4 food there. Okay, I think we've got enough food now. Let's see what this guy knows. Lead the way. Ooh, I do have enough food now. Oh, what's that ability? Alright, we're gonna give you the food. Oh, thank you, young bird. Now about this Timothy chat. But of course, where are my manners? Here, follow this path.
That should show the way. Heartwarming stuff.
Thanks for the tip, friend. Good day to you, bird. Well, what now? Suppose we should follow the old beggar's directions on that piece of paper. Sometimes you'll have to seek directions to progress in the story and reach new destinations. Check the descriptions on your cards. Piece of paper? Yeah, that one.
You really do.
Beware, a hostile token is blocking this card. You won't be able to play any cards on this suspicious street until you get rid of those bandits. If you left-click on the token, you can see the creatures forming in the group and decide whether to engage or not. Most confrontations start with a negotiation phase. If you have the correct resources, you might be able to discard this threat without any violence. If you don't absolutely need to play a card here, you may as well avoid any conflict and play on the other cards available. Alright, so we have this. The old beggar is marked the map with Timothy's location. All Volpain needs to do is find the nearest marketplace and follow directions from there. Is that a marketplace? It doesn't seem like it. We have an old well. And give some food to the poor district for 4 fame. Do that. Bless you.
I suppose you're not hungry then, Volpan?
Is that the name of this guy? Alright, we got a noisy tavern. We don't have the gold to buy any food. Don't want to shoot any of these. I don't know what the death symbol is, but I can't imagine it's good. We transform the noisy tavern. Let's try that. I forgot to read that. Care to help a young bird out that's help? Something? Help with what? Ooh, it's usual suspects. They'll slit your throat if you so much as look at them the wrong way. Get on the good side and they can make for useful allies. And it highlights the cards you can use. So we can use 1 fame for whatever a bag icon is. We can use like Grim Reputation. I don't know where I got that from, but it's cool. Makes law-abiding citizens quake in their boots. We also have... Looks like we could shoot them for a lot of like weird things to happen, random things. We could steal from them for 2 money? No? For 2 bag? We could eavesdrop on them. Ooh. Let's steal from them. We'll receive lockpick and throwing knife. Oh, now this could come in handy. Ooh. Alright, now that we have an eyeball there. At least one of your adventurers is down to their last few skill cards. Maybe we can use the rest deck to recover some. I don't know what that is. Since rest cards will give skill cards back to all adventurers, it's often a good idea to use actions from all your adventures and not just one. If you spread the effort between them, they won't have to rest as often. Alright, first I would like to look at this. Throwing knife, lockpick, directions to Timothy. We can go ahead and use that.
Yes, that's it.
Heavily bandaged figure stood alone in the alleyway. It looked like he was waiting for someone. As Volpain and Leo approached, the figure turned to greet them. Ah, Leo, so you're finally here. And you brought a crow? I'm a shoebill. Ah, but of course you are. I heard you have work. Do I ever? But before we get down to brass tacks, I always like to get an understanding of who it is I'm working with. What do you mean? Like a demonstration of the value you'll bring to this operation. Demonstration? Yes, you know, skills, my boys. Give me your skills. The pair looked at each other, perplexed. What do you mean, skills? Skills in combat, sleight of hand, or maybe just a good old trick shot from Leo? We definitely got to do something here, and I think we want to use Leo's. Looks like the aim shot would work. Boom. One seamless motion, Leo pulled out his bow and let it fly an arrow straight at the leper. Timothy felt a whoosh of air as the hat flew clean off his head. By the time he turned around, it was already pinned to a nearby tree. How's that for a demonstration? A little dramatic, but a fine shot nonetheless. Timothy turned around and picked up his hat and placed it carefully back on his head. I've certainly seen enough to pique my interest. And perhaps you could tell us what it was you needed? I'd like for the two of you to acquire an item for me. Very rare and beautiful lyre, currently in the possession of Lady Cattell. You mean the old bat who lives on the hill? Wouldn't call her that to her face. But yeah, that's her. I'd like you to break into her manor, steal the lyre, and bring it to me at the Holy Grove. The Holy Grove? I know the place well. I'll get you there myself, Wolfane. Excellent. I'll leave you to it. Alright, we've got a job to do. Long last. You can get straight to it if you think we're ready to go. You could spend some more time on the streets to prepare. It's your call. Actually, it was about a small nap before we set off. Read my mind. Remember, you only have a limited number of skill cards in your adventurer's deck. Spending too many of their skill cards will tire them out. If you want to recover some skill cards, you'll have to rest cards on the right-hand side of the board. Use rest cards. Each rest card has its own set of effects and sometimes a price that you can decide to pay or not. Read them carefully to see what they cost. Go on, left click on the rest deck and try to use the first rest card. It's got another combat. I'd much rather do a combat.
Aren't here to discuss pickpocketing techniques.
Uh-oh, bad chaps. We've got 3, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's go fight them. Let's engage. Alrighty, so this is combat.
We don't want any trouble here.
Alright, you started your first confrontation, but maybe there's no need for violence. When you hover over the cards at your disposal, you may discover ways to get rid of some of your opponents. Get rid of enough opponents, you'll bring the morale of the group down to 0, and the rest will flee. If you use an aggressive card, the confrontation will automatically turn into a fight. If you don't have any cards to play, or you don't want to play any cards, left-click on the auto battle token to trigger the fight manually. Alright, let's see... I need 6, that's what it means. Yeah, I need 6 for that. I lose 4 for that one. How do I see how much they are again? Let's try to scare you with my grimness. Oh no, I need 2 for that. Oh, geez. Alright, so I don't have enough, like, anything here. Except I could do 2 damage to somebody with the throwing knife. A boom. Ooh.
That looked painful.
Enemy was just removed from the confrontation. In most cases, this will subtract its level from the enemy's morale. If the enemy morale reaches 0, the remaining hostiles will flee. Level of an enemy is the number in the top left corner of the card. Only 1 morale left. We gained another grim.
There was nothing left to do but fight.
But that was a combat card, apparently. From now on, both sides automatically attack the opponent directly opposite them, or to the left if no one's directly in front. Between each round of attack, you can play 1 card per adventurer. Again, if you don't want to play out cards, you can use the auto battle token. Yep, that was damage. That guy dies.
In the morning.
You took 1 damage there.
No, he'll
that
be
one
dead.
dies, and that guy runs away. You brought the enemy morale to 0. All remaining hostiles will now flee for their lives. When you trigger a panic, each fleeing enemy will get you 1 fame, whatever their level.
Was it something you said, Volpan?
You gain the grim for killing them and the fame for making them run away after the fact. Yeah, suspicious street, an old well. We could use rally and cry on the suspicious street. Well, would you look at that? Over there. Now we have 1 gold that we might be able to use on the well. He'll give us fame and a food. Pick a good spot to refill our canteens.
No wonder you
Wish I was famous. Alright, we have the apple merchant again. Use a little bit of fame for some food. Always happy to give a free sample to local celebrities. You hear that, Volpain? Celebrities. So we could use Grim on the small crowd to transform it into something else? To a bunch of rioters. I don't think I want that. Gives them some food for some fame. Get 2 Grim. I could gain 2 money and 1 Grim for stealing from them.
Oh, never suspected a thing.
Too easy. Alright, now I think it's a good time to rest. Oh man, but I could steal more. I like stealing. Let's just do the rest. Ooh, rest for a bit. Oh boy, now what? Rest, just rest. It's that simple. Oh. That was just like an idea thing. Event will stop, recover up to 3 skill cards per adventurer. Okay, let's do that.
Rise and shine,
Feeling
Volpan.
better already. Covered some skill cards and suffered no other consequences. Expected to be that easy all the time. Next card in the deck will cost you food or health points. Last card of the rest deck is always a game over, so be sure to check out how many times you can hope to rest in a region. Once you move on to the next region, the rest deck will be replaced with a new set of cards. The number of rest cards in the next region is independent of how many you've used here. You have completed this region. You can either proceed to the next region, or you might want to spend some more time here to gather resources and allies. Feel pretty good on my resources, and I like that I have some cards back. I might want to rest again for 1 food, gain more of Volpain's cards back. That might be an idea. Yep, read that. Beware, consumables and resources are carried over from one region to the next. They're not carried over from one mission to the next, so there's no need to hoard excessively. Region complete. Move on when you're ready. Alright, cool. Let's see what we can do here. Transform. This is one of your cards. Something smells good. Yo, what? I'm hungry. We drew another one. That'll just advance it, so let's use the same card here. It smells good. Alright, so now we have 2 here that are the same thing. Not use Grim Fame, but we can use money. We can use a lockpick to steal 5 food, which is a ton of food. But I think I want to save that. I have a decent amount of food here. Let's try to use... Do Survivor Sense here,
What
grab
have
a
you
couple
got
more
there?
food. Then we're going to rest again, which will take up 1 food. Spend 2 food and recover up to 3. Or lose 2 health points. We'll spend the 2 food. Fine, puts us back to where we were, but now we have slightly
Are you
more
quite
cards.
finished? We've got an apocalypse to avert.
Oh, nobody said anything about apocalypse. Alright, let's move on. Leo has brought Volpain to the city gardens where food is plentiful and secrets lurk around every corner. Deep in the labyrinth lies our hero's destination for the evening, Lady Catel's Manor. Watch out, guards! Alright, since this is the second location and we're reaching 20 minutes, I'm going to end the video here. If you want to see this location, the second video, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Allan Enraged, please, I need that second video, I need it. Or something else along those lines. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.